Hi, this is Jason Spangler, the Santee Swapper. I'd like to tell you about the latest book in my series of Prices Realized guides for the Boy Scout collecting community. This book is titled Council Insignia, CSPs, CPs, and Red and White Strips. This book contains 315 items that represent Council Insignia that sold for over $100 in 2011 on eBay. Now for Council Insignia, I'm including any patches that were designed to be worn on the shoulder of the Boy Scout uniform. For example, in the early days, this could have meant community or state strips. For professional scouters and perhaps council level volunteer positions, it could mean a khaki and red half strip with the council name on it. In fact, some of the rarest issues were the color variations issued for the different scouting programs, such as Cub Scouts, which would have been blue and yellow, Air Scouts would of course been blue, Sea Scouts, and Explorers. Later, the traditional red and white council strips were issued, and of course these were followed in the 1970s by full-color council strips known as CSPs. Now you will find a few council patches, which would have been odd-shaped size patches, that made it into my list, but only a couple. Now I told you that this book will be available in 3 different formats. The primary way that I'm selling it is as an ebook, an electronic book. You can get that on my website, scoutinghotfinds.com. As an ebook, I'm charging $4.99 for this book, and you will be able to get an instant download of it through eJunkie. Now for those of you who would rather buy it on eBay, I'm selling that same electronic book with a few bonus videos thrown in on eBay. There's no instant download there. Instead, I will mail it to you on a CD with the bonus content on the CD as well. That is $6.99. And if you would rather go and buy a full-color printed version of this book, it is available on eBay as well. I have a partner in Ohio, a scouter who is selling these for me, and he will custom print one out for you, bind it, and get it in the mail to you as well. Now if you're interested in looking on eBay and finding that, the best thing I can tell you to do is type in Prices Realized Guide. It should come right up for you. That is for sale on eBay for $16.99. Again, it's full color, printed out and bound. Postage is a little bit extra. If you'd like to buy that printed version and also get the CD, that's available as well as a combo pack. Now in this Council Insignia book, you're going to find lots of terrific items that sold. Of course, many council strips, red and white strips. Some of them are new, some really quite old. One of the most amazing ones that you'll see is a Northern Kentucky half strip that's in the colors of Explorers. This patch was actually practically cut in half and still sold for well north of $1,000. Lots of great pieces in there. If you're listening to this audio, you can see some of the video, the pictures from the pages that I've included. Now as I mentioned, this is one of books in a series, and the other ones that I want to tell you about now have already been published, and they're available using the same 3 formats that I mentioned. The one that I previously published was Eagle Scout Memorabilia and Merit Badges. This one contained 371 items covering Eagle Scout items, patches, medals, rings, pins, all sorts of souvenir items. Of course, it also included merit badges, those sewn on sashes, but also individual merit badges. This has been one of the most popular books, obviously with the Eagle Centennial coming up. A lot of people are interested in that. Another book that I have out in the series is titled Baden-Powell World Jamboree and International Scouting Issues. This book is the largest one that I've done so far. It includes over 500 items. Of course, World Jamboree happened in 2011, so there were a lot of big sellers from that jamboree that made it onto the list. Remember, anything that sold for $100 or more in the Boy Scout category, I captured that information and I'm including it in this series. The first book that I came out with, I sort of consider to be a greatest hits edition. I call it the $1,000 Club. And there were a little over 125 items that sold in 2011 for $1,000 or more. Now, of course, this book covers all categories from OA to World Jamboree, Eagle Scout, all the things I've mentioned and more. You can get that book. I've actually got it priced a lot cheaper. This is kind of my introductory book. You can even get it for as low as $2.99 in the ebook version that I'm selling on my store. So again, I invite you to come and check out these Prices Realized guides that I have up. There are future editions coming out soon. I've got the format down and I'm cranking those out now as we speak. The next one out will be books and paper, and that will include posters, stamps, certificates, all sorts of handbooks, manuals, pamphlets, anything that's sold for over $100. It does include some international items, so there's going to be some Baden-Powell books in there as well. So if you collect that, that's going to be a book for you to look for. The next book I think a lot of people will be looking for, it's Insignia and Uniforms. This is also going to include rank and position patches. So when you talk about going back and finding those combination patches with the first class bugler or the second class scribe, all those really tough ones, you're going to find those in this book. Following that, the book will be Camp Memorabilia and Philmont items. Hundreds of camp patches, Philmont items, high adventure base camps that sold for $100 or more on eBay that are all going to be included. Following that, equipment, knives, and miscellaneous lots. Now this will sort of be the grab bag one. You're going to find just about anything else that doesn't quite fit in this one. With miscellaneous lots, one of the neat things you're going to find is there are several blankets that sold in 2011 for big money, some of them for thousands of dollars, and I've got those included in that book. Next up after that is medals and awards. Of course, the Eagle Scout medals were included in an earlier book, but this will include all of your trail medals, contest medals, rings, pins, just anything that would be in that category will be included here. Explorer Silver medals, Quartermaster Award, you name it, it'll all be in that book. The next to the last book will be National Scout Jamboree, including JSPs. There was not a Jamboree in 2011, but still a lot of good Jamboree stuff sold, and it'll all be included in that book. And then I'm saving probably the most anticipated book for last, and I will have it out in time for this summer's National OA Conference. That book will be Order of the Arrow. It will include over 1,000 items that sold from Order of the Arrow lodges or conclaves, section meetings during 2011. It'll be a monster book, but it'll be a great reference piece for any collector. Also, we're working on some versions that are going to be available on the Amazon store for your e-reader. Maybe you have a Kindle Fire that you like to read books in. I've got a partner, Todd Kelly at Big Rock Publishing. He and I just met recently actually, and we're about ready to roll the first book out into the Kindle store. So look for that as well. Eventually all the books will also be available on Amazon and formatted for your Kindle or other e-reader. So once again, I invite you to come to my website, scoutinghotfinds.com. Once you're there, you can check out these books. You can also subscribe to the newsletter that I send out to collectors 3 times a week. It's featuring the best items on eBay. Also have a Facebook page that I want to tell you about, facebook.com/scoutinghotfinds. That's where I pretty much announce everything that I'm doing. Hits that page. It's tied into my Twitter account. So if you're all interested in scouting memorabilia, that'd be a great Facebook page for you to like. Alright, thanks very much. I appreciate you listening, and I hope you will decide to come visit my site at scoutinghotfinds.com.